Hello everyone, and also goodbye everyone. So of course today we got ourselves the Gems of War Guild Wars. Week 15, day 2. Gosh, we're already at 133rd overall Guild War, counting like the old system and everything. We are nearly at 150. Pretty much will by the end. No, because we only get once a month. So it'll still take a while before that number gets too far up, because we used to have it like literally every week. But anyways, so of course, main things we're doing today, a couple things. Obviously, we got Guild Wars. We are going to go and, win, hopefully. Well, we won yesterday. It looks like we're getting some pretty easy battles because I think we lost like every single one last Guild War. So now we're getting some really free ones this time around. So, main thing that we're going to be doing today, aside from our Guild War battles, is I do want to use, at least for one battle, the new Forest Guardian. We did buy the pass, so we do have access to Shiny Level 2 for this guy. And he's actually kind of decent. Our primary team isn't utilizing him, however we will go and incorporate him for some of the later battles, as he does gain 4 times Bless to all beasts when getting his extra shiny ability, which is really strong of course. Be able to 4 times Barrier and 4 times Bless, rather than just his Barrier. Really good against Entangle, Freeze, anything like that. That could be kind of annoying for a Skull Spam team, or just in general with it, because, it does create skulls. It doesn't necessarily have to be all in on a Skull Spam team, but regardless, you'll have some amount of Skull Spam where having that cleanse would be pretty nice to have, as well as just all the immunities that it would otherwise provide. And yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. Other than that, also thank you so much, Mulu, for the $10. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, we're leaving for the trip on super early Sunday morning. So I won't be streaming tomorrow. This will be our very last day that we'll be able to get it in. Just because pretty much all of tomorrow will be a bunch of last minute stuff I need to get done before the trip. And then going to bed super early so I could wake up early to go catch the 24 hours of traveling. Because I basically got to wake up like super early on Sunday. And then not get there until like past noon the following day. Like I'm leaving Sunday morning and will not get there till like 2 p.m. on Monday. Between all the travels, layovers, everything else, or whatever you call them. As well as even once I get there, I still have to like bus and public transit for like 2 hours. But anyways, other thing we're going to be focusing on today is PvP. Of course, with the most recent 9.2 patch this week, we have a permanent removal of deed books and Imperials and stuff like that from the PvP shop. This now makes it so the best thing to dump all of your gold marks into are shiny keys. And luckily, we already have a partially started PvP season. Obviously, on normal PvP resets, you'd have to go all the way from 0. But we are already at 67,000. So one of our other goals today is, after we go clear up PvP, dailies, everything else, is we got to go grind PvP for like an hour or so we can go get 80,000 points so that we can go and get shiny keys unlocked so I can start getting 3 per day. Also, thank you so much as well, Clip Bomb. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is my first overall international trip ever, so... Only other time I've been out of the country is for Canada, when I ended up going there for when my dad was doing some work there and everything. So it's more like a family trip than anything. So this is like my first like proper trip out of the country, but greatly appreciate it, everyone. But yeah, my cost of living there is not even going to be that much. Like obviously the flight to get there, luckily I did before the war, so it wasn't that much. Like the flight to get there was about 1,000, like 1,050. And then my expenses there are pretty much my exact expenses here. If anything, it might actually be a little bit cheaper. Like, I might be going there and literally spending less money than I do now. Even paying for rent, all food, and everything. I think I might actually legitimately be spending less there than I do day to day here. But anyways, let's go do things. So, let's go to Guild War. Let's go get things done. Of course, we still have the Beast Guild War. Oh, that's not where I want to go. We still have Beast Guild War, so we're allowed to use any beasts for the battles. The main team that we've been running with so far is the same one we showed for the video. The Inari Wand of Stars combo is pretty much, I wouldn't say required, but definitely highly advised to run. It is 4 times mana drain onto the opposing team, while also immediately giving you a ton of blue mana into a good blue weapon, in this case Wand of Stars. And then the other 2 things are just damage sources, in this case Basilisk plus Immortal Scorpia. But of course, once we get to the 3rd battle, I will be going to the 4th one and using the Forest Guardian, maybe even the 5th battle if we can end up doing it, just so we can show off the shiny Forest Guardian before we go. But anyways, do we need to change this team at all? We're just running with this? I kind of want something that can know all enemies. I think I'm going to do the same thing I did before, where I replace out Ruby for the very first fight. Just so we can get rolling just ever so slightly quicker. Might be worth changing the banner a little bit further than that. We technically want half mana start here, so let me go like Frost Mage or something. Could change even further than that. I think we're fine though. Could change to like blue-red or blue-brown or something, but It's only the first battle. I don't think we need to overkill it that much. The only big concern is this guy. If we don't get him stunned off a Brown or something, he will resummon, which is kind of annoying. We got it last time. Not sure if we'll get it this time, but I don't know, we'll go and see. I somewhat want to use elementals, but it's going to slow us down too much to bother. But, oh no, him resummoning slows us down even more, so I don't know, we'll just test our luck and see if we can end up getting it. No sneaking off to Ukraine and fighting Russians. No. What do we even need here? Alright, we have alignment, so we'll go for that. Nice! We got it, wow. We got perfect RNG. So we need this guy to get stunned so that we don't have the 100% resummon. Because the towers don't work here, so that thing that denies like 30% resummon doesn't work in Guild War. So the only way to get rid of that is to stun him. And we got the stun. We just need him to not get unstunned, which luckily he did not, if he could ever end his turn. And there we go, he sees that. Alright, that wasn't too bad. It was about as smooth as the first battle could have really went with a team like that. Alright, now we gotta build the real teams now. So, yesterday we had to go top. Looks like we have to go bottom this time. Because we have the lower number here. So we got Goblin, and I think this is the Taurus guys? Yeah, this should be Goblin Taurus. This should be Elf, Elf Naga. And then this is Elemental and Divine. The only scary part, obviously, about this bottom row is 4x Goblin team. Infinite Loop Goblin is pretty much going to force us to have to use Elementals or Frost Mage. But for this fight, what do we want? Of course, we do want to go back to Wand of Stars. I think for these basic fights, we kind of just want to run the core team. Maybe just change our hero class depending on what we need. This is a really weird team. What is he doing here? This is a really weird team. He's running a level 4 Immortal Terra. This guy for stun, but not fully maxed. A Beatrix, that makes sense. That's like the only thing on his whole team that makes sense. And then a Ragnagord as if this is like 2014. He's running a Ragnagord like it's 2014 or 2015. That's the thing that's really throwing me off. This was like 2015 meta, though it came out in December 2014. But this is like mega ultra deluxe, like first month or two of game launching meta. Haven't seen this guy in ages. Interesting. Is there anything else we need to change? Are we fine with Frost Mage? Does it feel like the answer is kind of yes? As much as I want to stun Beatrix, do we really need to? We can just kill Beatrix outright and then we don't need to worry about cleanse anymore. So, yeah, it does get one-shotted, right? There's no way he has enough stats to survive. Yeah, he just dies. If anything, I almost feel like bringing out Ruby Weapon. I didn't realize he's such a low level, because I can't actually see what his level is because he's not using it. He's such a low level that I could actually, like, one-shot Ruby him. Wait. Let's see. How high is our hubris right now? Should we just go for the one-shot? Because we can still get Beatrix infinite looped. However, alternatively, we can also just one-shot his whole team. I gotta go for it. We can't not go for it. Wait, we gotta go do a round 2 of the other battle. However, I am gonna take the time to actually change the banner this time. As it is very, very, very exceedingly important that he doesn't Beatrix infinite loop us. So I'm just gonna minus yellow here. Hopefully it doesn't backfire. But we need to get this casted as quickly as possible, and then we just auto-win. He has no way to win. We just one-shot him and it's just over. As long as we don't get Beatrix infinite looped. But he's blocked on green and blue, so I highly doubt that could possibly happen. If anything, do we have some mana link? Do we have, like, water link here? We do. Because that's going to help more than Basilisk or anything. What's our best links right now? I'm pretty sure just literally anything that has water link. Oh, yeah, Queen Aurora. And you don't get punished for having multiple. Oh, that is huge. I almost forgot we have access to Queen Aurora. Ooh, shiny. Alright, so we just use an area immediately, get Ruby immediately, and then he dies. Okay, game plan. Okay, we should be fine, though. They didn't hurt our team bonus, right? Okay, yeah, we're fine. Obviously, this isn't a real team we could run on the other fights, but hey, it'll solve this one, if nothing else. I wish we had alignment right now. That'd be so, so nice. Do we still go for it? I don't have anything to mana drain, so I feel like we don't. We do have a little bit extra into brown, so maybe we go for just a brown here. I'm so tempted to click this convert button. I just don't want the mana drains to backfire, so unless we have alignment, I'm not going for it. And we still don't have it, so I'm just gonna have to manually take another gem, unfortunately. But we have full mana now, so he's dead and it's over. There we go. Alright, that was a little unfortunate on mana accumulation, but that was easy. Alright, next battle. Alright, this is the scary one. Honestly, I'm more scared of this than probably the final battle. Okay, what are the stats looking like? Okay, yeah, this is a little scary. 100% Frost Mage angle. Alright, restructure whole team again. Wand of Stars. I really need Wanda Stars to not miss. Because first Wanda Stars missing, we kind of just auto lose this battle. But we'll be fine. Scorpio. Honestly, do we even go Scorpio this time? What am I trying to kill? Does Basilisk need the extra damage? Because I might just go for Queen Aurora or something else just to speed us up a little. Because I don't really need immunities either. It's not like he's running Frost Mage or something. He's running Infinite Loop. So anything we care about is Freeze and Momentum. He has no Cleanse. Actually, does he have Orpheus set? Orpheus. I believe it says it here if he has it. He does not seem to have Orpheus, so we don't have to deal with that at least. And even if he did, we could just stun it off. Yeah, he does have that little bit of extra. I almost want to run Elementals here, honestly. I think Frost Mage is fine. It's based on what cast? The only problem is his percent chance. Maybe we do go Elementals here. We start a lot slower, but it makes him not really able to do much per turn. We don't have enough damage to kill, right? Basilisk, boom, boom. You do it based on stun, so yeah, as long as we stun them with Elementalist, it's enough. So I'm going to go Elementalist here. I'm going to go Queen Aurora here for the extra manas. And there's just something else in Beast that we want to go do. Honestly, I would use the Forest Guardian right now if we had enough wins. We need one more battle. Otherwise, this would actually be an angle where Forest Guardian actually wouldn't be awful. Unfortunately, we don't get it unlocked naturally until next battle. But this is a perfectly fine place to put Forest Guardian if we had it one more shiny leveled upward, which we will in one more battle. Yeah, I think just Queen Aurora is fine for now. +1 to all manas. Can use it for a little bit of life, which we really need in backup mana accumulation. That's mostly for the +1 all mana, particularly blue. We care about that blue quite greatly. Alright, I think we just leave it as this then. Seems fine. +2 blue, +1 brown. Right now as elemental, so we get the stun. Stun makes it so Basilisk will one-shot, because we need all three to be able to make it work. He's not running anything that is immune to all of it. So once we get the stun, we'll be able to hit for 83 3 times, which is 249 damage, which is way more than enough to kill everything on his team. So that's pretty much the game plan here. One big downside is he does have infinite silence, but if we can get Wanda Stars off the ground, that shouldn't matter. I guess that is one thing we could run, is run something like that to make sure that doesn't happen. I think we'll be off the ground quick enough that it shouldn't matter, but I don't know. We'll find out when String Fiddler just destroys us in like 2 turns. But worst comes to worst, we do have Mana Drain. He only has immune to silence, not immune to Mana Drain, so we should be okay. I don't think there's anything else we need to change here. It's basically just rush Wanda Stars, hope it does not miss, and then win. That is pretty much game plan. So what it is, get our Mana Drain. I was hoping there's a little bit more follow-up than this. Because there's a chance we get Mana Drained back. Because he does get to do 2 explodes, and he doesn't near skulls. So if I had some way of getting rid of this, would be very, very, very useful. Otherwise, he might actually explode some mana on us. I think I'm just going to have to take the mana I need and just ignore it for now. So we'll take the mana we need. Or we'll just get an extra turn from Sky. That is very convenient if this doesn't miss. It did not miss. We're still on turn 1. The only issue with what I did to this team is I do have to kill them one at a time, which is a little bit slower. But that's fine. Alright, what is our game plan here? I have to hit something that's stunned to be able to kill it. Oh, one thing I didn't put into consideration. How am I going to one-shot Hero? I actually can't. There's one thing I didn't fully think through. Is we don't have the extra damage to kill Hero in one shot. Will that ultimately matter? Probably not. But, yeah, we cannot one-shot Hero. I almost feel like I should kill first slot just so we can skull poke the other one down to kill range. Also because silence is really scary on a team that has like no immune to silence other than Wanda Stars. What else do we need? Just we just cast this, kill the back guy, and hope we get like 1 billion skulls. There's one. Guess we could take one as well. I don't know. Do we go to our way just to take a skull here? I feel like we should. I wish this X made it go down perfectly. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't. It moves the other one too. Oh, if only it was like right over here and we could take it. Because then that moves the other ones more than the other one. Oh, no, but then that would move that too much. No, yeah, that'd be fine. Like if this was right there instead of there, I could take that over, get the blue, and then get the skull there to hit him. But, I don't know. Do we take a skull here? I feel like I should. Otherwise, I gotta go like re-Basilisk cast. What happens if I do move this though? Boom, 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 boom. The problem is they all move down by 1, which doesn't help us at all. Yeah, I think I just have to take Skull here. And the whole reason we're doing that is so he's in Basilisk one-shot range. Oh, just for the sake of it. Here's some Mana Drain. Alright, let's take all of our extra turns. Should be good to go. Oh wait, he got stunned now? Oh wait, he's been running Thief this whole time? Wait, I thought he was running, oh no, I didn't need to do all that. Oh well, too late now. But yeah, I didn't need to do all that. I thought he was running Elementals or something. I didn't realize he was running Thief, even though I said that right at the beginning. And the icon's literally in the corner. But yeah, we didn't need to do all that. I was just doing that because I thought he couldn't be stunned, but since he's Thief, he can be. Anyways, this should be pretty free, though he isn't using the new Credius. I don't think I've done this battle since Credius has been on this battle, oddly enough. But let's go change up the team, because we finally got access to it. This might be the one and only battle we get to run it for, unfortunately. We'll see if we can throw it into the final one. But I did want to go show off Shiny Level 2 Forest Guardian. So, of course, the main gimmick that this thing gets now is 50% mana start to all... Or, sorry, not that. It already does that. But it gets 4 times Blessed to all beasts. Normally, its main gimmick is used on a team because it's 50% mana start to all beasts. But with Shiny Level 2, it now gains the ability to 4 times Bless on top of its 4 times barrier that it applies to all beasts on the team. Which, of course, generally, whenever you're running this, your whole team will be beasts. With the main exception being probably Hero, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to be running Beast on here. And it does have Skull Spam as well. It is a double converter. Normally, an 18 mana cost could be as low as 16 once you get it max shinied. Transforms all purple to skulls, transforms all brown to green, and blesses and barriers all beast allies instead of just barriering them, which is the main thing it got from Shiny Level 2, which is why we've been waiting to use it. And of course, the main gimmick of why you would ever use it is 50% mana start to all beasts. But yeah, let's go mess with this thing. Not sure if we need to change banner here. We might want to slightly, just to do it on one of the colors that's kind of getting denied, like purple. Not sure if we can get a good positive out of it, but we'll go check. What's the minus purple banners? Ideally, we'll still want +2 blue here if we can keep it. We can not. And the fact that that denies brown, honestly, I think we might just keep with what we have. Even though it conflicts a little bit here and there, we just really need the blue. And now it comes down to what should we offset with. He's 50% mana starting his entire team. However, we also have mana drain turn 1 as long as things don't start going south very quickly. His whole team wants to have a lot of stats in order to be strong. Doesn't really have that much extra turn potential at all. He's actually full blocked in everything but brown, so if we could deny browns, that'd be great. So being able to take brown is good. I guess we just want speed then, because Elementalist isn't really doing too much for us here. He's running Shaman, doesn't have like Submerge or anything, right? Shouldn't. Oh, he doesn't even have it fully leveled. Alright, so we should be okay here. I think we just need 50% mana start with whatever we want to run it with. And I believe this has Water Link, so I do kind of want to run it with Forest Mage. Because we do get that Water Link, we do a 50% start. Unfortunately, Submerge doesn't really do anything here, but the other ones don't really do anything either. Let's roll with this, should be fine. I think this is a Frost Mage angle. Not even for the freeze, just for the 50% mana start with 1+1 blue. And I think we're good to go. All we have to do is have any amount of alignment on turn 1, and we basically just won. Which is pretty much the story of this entire week. This is why I said Wanda Stars and Neri is pretty much going to be every team. Because it's pretty much going to be every team. Though the only thing with Forest Guardian here, aside from a 50% mana starting itself, technically the only thing it's 50% mana starting is Basilisk. Because we're not running a Beast Hero class, because we just don't really need it. We're not running, this thing already has power, so it doesn't really need it. So the only thing really benefiting from it is Basilisk. And of course, obviously itself. So we're not gaining too big of a benefit there. However, what does give us huge benefit, zeroed all their mana. Well, we'll be in a second once we take a little bit more. By basically zeroing out all of their mana. Very solid. Alright, still our turn too, wow. We'll take a little bit more, sure, why not? Basically gotta remove all those gems anyway so they don't backfire on us. Do we have any alignment off of Forest Guardian? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because we don't have full mana. I guess we should start killing things that are a big threat, which is both Hero and honestly this guy. This guy's actually really strong, he's really anti-red. So if he hits our Hero, he basically gets to one-shot it. So I'm gonna kill this first just in case he goes crazy on our Hero. And then from there, I think Hero's probably next biggest threat. And we'll kind of go from there. Just making sure that there's nothing here. Also, hello, Isabel. Hello, Ron. Welcome, welcome. I saw I even say all the hellos at the beginning. I can't remember if I did. But hello. Let me go through just in case. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Bill, because I was explaining everything else. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Chris. And thank you again, Mulu. Greatly appreciate it. Hello, Ron. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Clip Bomb. Hello, Bill Warhammer again. Hello, Jets. Hello, Defiant. Also, thank you again, Clip Bomb. Hello, Ron. Hello, who am I slow to? Hello, Isabel. Hello, Jamie. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, what do we need to do here? Yeah, so, well, the only slight disappointing thing about the trip is one game I've been looking forward to for like several years now literally comes out the day I leave. or the day I get there. That one, Paralives, like Sims indie game. It comes out literally the day of when I get to Greece. If nothing else, I'll probably still play it while I'm away if it works on Steam Deck. Not like a huge amount, but you know, just to check it out. I'll probably do a stream for it sometime when we get back. It's not really a kind of game I'd make a ton of content for, but definitely a game I've been looking forward to and keeping an eye on for a long while now. Alright, we'll throw that down. Do we have any way to drop that? If this purple was here, that'd be so amazing. We just move that there, boom, 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 get our extra turn. We could take that and try for green from Sky. With Red Storm, that's probably not advised. At this point, I think we just go for the Basilisk kill on... I don't know, who do we think is a bigger threat? I'm actually going to say Hero here. Just because that weapon can technically get extra turns, whereas he can't. And we could easily just damage him down and just not need to worry about it. Their mana cost also so high with no mana accumulation that unless we do like a mega Wand of Stars miss, he can't really do much here. Hopefully we can get at least some amount of value off this Forest Guardian. I was hoping that we could maybe get a kill off of it. Obviously we're using him for his 50% mana start. We do have extra turn right now, so it is kind of tempting. How much score reduction do you have? Only 20%? That's basically 0. I'm kind of tempted to go for it. The only problem is that's all we get. I got 1 free skull. That's fine. Better than 0 free skulls, I guess. I'd always want to stars into whatever the finisher is. And the finisher is... Can we do it, Forest Guardian? We can! There we go. See, Forest Guardian got to do something. And of course, every time it does that, it gets the 4 times Blast Barrier, everything else. I'm not sure if we're going to be using it for the final battle here, because I have a feeling whatever's here, we're probably going to want single target for. And of course, Forest Guardian is only good at hitting first slot, which is not going to help us in that regard. Yeah. This is definitely a backup immune to everything instance, I think. Especially since he probably has really high stats, yeah. So I have to make sure we get kills, so this is going to have to be the Immortal Angle. The Immortal Scorpia, pretty much standard team then. What else do we need to change? He's using Spirit Walker. Is there anything relevant with this? As a little bit of mana drain. I guess I should probably use Monk then for a little bit of immune need to mana drain, just in case. We do have to sacrifice 50% mana start, but we'll be immune to his and our own mana drain. As long as we don't get stunned. But he doesn't have stun. Well, other than Essence of Evil. But other than Essence of Evil, he doesn't have stun. So we should be okay. Unless we get Essence of Evil on Hero, in which case we'd be dead regardless. Yeah, I think that's all we need. Basilisk obviously kills everything. The only big issue with Basilisk is we do not have enough damage to one... Oh, no, yes, we do. Never mind. I was looking at hero stats. But yeah, we have enough to one-shot everything. The only exception is Hero. We need a poison or stun. But that's what this thing is for. Or this thing, if we can get her on brown. So that Basilisk can one-shot the Essence of Evil. Without needing Skull Assist. We also have to be a little bit careful with the Maelstrom Dagannoth because we can't mana drain it due to Invulnerable. Leprechaun's basically a non-existent troop as long as we don't have a horrible turn 1. As his Empower just gets countered by mana drain on Inari. Which is pretty much the entire story of this week. This is why I mentioned it earlier. Like, you literally just need Wand of Stars and Inari and you win every battle. Everything else is just to make sure you win quicker and make sure you don't lose. But this whole Guild War is literally just Inari, Wand of Stars, and you win everything. It's really good at just controlling the whole battle. And yeah, I think that's all we need. And we'll just strip them down one at a time with Basilisk. Don't think we need to change anything here. Just double checking. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Almost kind of want to go a little bit into Green Banner, but we really don't need it. Especially since we're denying green immediately. As long as the Inari doesn't die too quickly, we could just double deny it. Alright, is that a good starting board? I can't tell yet. Oh yeah, it is. Is that a good starting board? Alright, we'll take this. Double check we're not frozen on anything. That'd be really, 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 really bad. If I accidentally took an extra turn with that board and it's like, whoops. But no, I think we just won already. We click this. Click our auto win button. They have like 0 mana now. We have full mana on everything while he has 0 mana. We'll take it this way just so we get a little bit more mana going. Anything else we need to move? Yes, the brown. Oh yeah, we're running, wait, what's stunning? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, we don't have Elementalist. It's from Basilisk, is what did the stun there. Though stun there doesn't really help that much. Stun there does. The other one that'd be really useful, I guess, is Flower Dragon. Because I'm just now realizing, do I have enough damage? Because without a stun on it, he does have some spell reduction. We might have to do some math before we kill it. However, I think I care about killing Hero first. So let me do that one first. He does still have Leprechaun and everything, but he's not really going to be able to utilize it here. So let's go for Hero. Get that out of the way just so we don't have to deal with it. I think Maelstrom Dagannoth is next. He did take a Mana Drain gem, but we have a lot of things with immune to Mana Drain. Actually, literally the only thing without immune to Mana Drain is Basilisk. Because Inari has it on its trait. Hero has it on its trait of Sky Ancestry. This thing has it on its, like, literally invincible to everything trait. And Basilisk just casted, so it didn't matter. So we'll go for Wand of Stars here. Hopefully it doesn't miss. A little sketchy if it does, but looks like we got it. And double check we need to take anything. We do. Anything else? Should be good to go. Nope. How about now? Honestly, I almost want to chip him down just with skulls. If we had Forest Guardian back on our team, we probably could. But it's a little overkill with this setup. I do kind of want to kill it out all the way. The main reason being is he's actually more of a threat than Flower Dragon. For one, Flower Dragon has 0 mana. But also, I can just Mana Drain Flower Dragon. I can't Mana Drain Maelstrom Dagannoth, so whatever mana he gets is basically permanent. So we're going to kill him out just to make sure he doesn't do anything too sketchy. As he can theoretically infinite loop us, even though that is very unlikely. But these we can just keep Mana Draining down. They're never going to do anything. I say as he currently has 20 mana. Luckily, it's back down to 16 now. As long as we keep Mana Drain chipping it like this, we should be fine. So it started this turn with 20. It's now at 0. And it could have even higher and would still be at 0. I'm not going to bother doing the math here. I'm just going to assume this is enough damage. Oh, no, it's done. Never mind. It definitely is. Okay, let me go check the math then. I'm curious. Would this have killed? I think the answer is yes. But would this have killed if he was not stunned? So if he was not stunned, we would be hitting 89 times 3 and then reduce that by 25%. So calculator, 89 times 3 and reduce that by 25. So technically just times it by 0.75. We would do 200 damage on the dot. Yeah, we would still kill. Even if he wasn't stunned, we'd still kill here. But he is stunned, so he's mega killed. And yeah, that's pretty much match. We just cast that one more time and we win. And there we go. He's at. Let's see if we got a better score this time around. Yesterday we did a really average score. Yeah, still pretty average. We did like 20 points better than yesterday. But the biggest issue with this team is it doesn't really score that high. Like, it's really good at winning, but it's not scoring particularly high. Mostly because it doesn't really have too many mechanics to score high with. But it's really safe, if nothing else, and we kind of care about that. Just to make sure we can get all the rewards and everything else. But there we go. Silver and gold icon. And of course, we got to shiny level 2, and by the end of the PvP season, or, week, we'll get it to max as well. For a 16 mana cost instead of the normal 18 it would otherwise have. And it looks like at their current rate, we're going to win like every day this Guild War. Because we lost every single one last time, so it moved us down like crazy in brackets. Or if you could check that, where is it? Roster? No. Leaderboards? Yeah. We got knocked all the way down to 73. So now we're going to go all the way back to like 50-something. We're just going to keep yo-yoing back and forth. Where one week we'll get like all wins, and then the following week we'll get like all loses. And I found that's just going to keep reoccurring back and forth, back and forth. But anyways, that's out of the way. Pretty good Guild War. Oh yeah, these stars. I need to go get these stars. These are the last that we need to go get, I think the final magic for this set. Oh no, this isn't the final magic. I think we still have one more after this one. Still need to go get it though. Also, there's something else we'll do a little bit to stream. I guess I'll actually do it now since we're kind of mentioning it. The stars. I'll go over my plan for star allocation for the next 3 months for any of you who are curious. Since we won't be streaming every single day or anything. I will go over my entire star plan for basically until September. I forget exactly how many stars that's going to be, but I'll go over my current trajectory for star usage. For any of you who might be following along with your own stars. That's not like it matters too much. As long as you go like one level in everything, you'll pretty much be fine. As long as you're not like trying to level up capstones. And if you are, hopefully you're at least leveling up this one. As long as you're not leveling up capstones, you're pretty much doing the correct thing. But we're basically trying to rush all magic first. So here we end up going here. When I go a little bit further, we're going to go here, 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 because we need the armor for Wayne, and then there, in order to get that magic. That'll be a little bit down the line for the double magic there. But our next plan right now is actually right here. We get to see it. So we are currently working on Yellow Tree. We're trying to get all the magic here. So we went all the way over here. The reason we went on this upper one is we need this to be closer to this other magic so we can get there. We're now going to grab this extra skill bonus to summon troops. Not really, like, amazing, but I do want to get all the unique effects just to have them, even if they're kind of meh. And this one's definitely one of the ones that is pretty average, but still wanted to get it. And then we grab this magic over here, skipping everything except the little armor there, because we wanted this armor over here, because now where we're going to go with our next stars is going to be here, here, and here over the next week. So we can get this one magic, but also getting the 20% dispel against enemies. So we'll have a small chance of dispelling. You're still going to want to have ways of dispelling on your hero or something else whenever you need it. But this is a nice way to have a little bit extra, so you don't need to like cast something for it or something similar. It just allows you to dispel occasionally without needing to go out of your way for it. You should always make sure if you need to dispel for a battle that you still carry it on your team. This doesn't completely replace it. Even if you max this capstone, it wouldn't completely replace it. But it does allow you to not need to necessarily cast something. Like, for example, if you're about to like curse with your hero weapon to remove like submerge or something from the enemy, and that's like your only way to do so because you didn't set like mech or something, then in that situation dispel could make it so you don't have to cast your Wand of Stars that way, and you use it for better mana accumulation instead. So there are some use cases where this comes into play. It's also kind of useful if the enemy just does something weird and you just don't have a mechanic for it. Like your team doesn't need dispel, but the enemy just barriered and you have no way to work around barrier, and it's like, oh, you get a free dispel. So there's some small use cases where it's helpful. Ultimately, you shouldn't really depend on it, though. But yeah, we're going there next. After that, where am I going for magic next? Hero Tree we want to do last because it's one of the more useless ones. Green, you gotta go really deep to get it. I guess it doesn't really matter too much because we only just didn't do the other two trees. Not counting Hero Tree. Hero Tree is pretty bad. So yeah, I guess we would do Red Tree next. As far as my Red Tree plan is concerned, there's a couple different ways we can go about this. I think I want to go to the right. Because we want to go here, 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 here. Oh, but then you have to, I don't know, maybe you could go left for the higher attack. Because this is red after all. You would go here, here, here. Grab the extra turn attack because why not? Here for the +1 all. Here for the +1 all. And then do you go just through here? It sure seems like it. You could even go through top, which is really weird. Yeah, this is such a weird curve. Because I think you go here, 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 here. You then grab the extra turn skull. You then grab armor and then the special effect of being able to negate summons, which is really strong. And then go here, here for the magic, because you don't really need this surge thingy for 300. So you'd basically go all the way around here, grab this, and then come back here and go boom, 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 boom. And then, of course, there's magic over there, which you go boom, boom, boom for, because you already unlocked this one. So you'd go boom, 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 and get the double magic over there. Then for Green Tree, we'd be forced to just have to go straight there if we want that one magic. And then we end up going boom, 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 and then boom, boom, boom. Going from here, getting our magic from there, and then getting our single magic there. You probably want to do that first. You'll end up getting the gem creation reduction. And then you end up getting the double magic, then the single magic. And then spend the very expensive single magic over there. The only thing that this wouldn't do, because you would grab all of this, and then all of this, is you wouldn't grab this necessarily. You could double back for it if you want. It would cost 400 points to get it. It's not that great, but it might come into play occasionally. It's 20% extra healing in life. Obviously, this would be great on life boost ratio teams, but there's not too many life boost ratio teams out there, but they exist enough that, like on a Taurus week or something similar, this would be a pretty nice buff. So you'd probably still want to pick it up when you're around on this tree. And then after that, we would have allocated some amount to every single tree except for Hero, which we'll keep ignoring. But if we ever were to go for Hero Tree, we'd actually want to rush to Capstone. Just go boom, 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 straight up. And then you'd want to go the right path. Going all the way around here, just going all the way through. And then just grab the 1 to all stats here. Sorry, the 3 to all stats here. And then grab the double magic here. And it's pretty much all you would ever grab here. Just go straight for the Capstone, then go around grabbing the magic, then grabbing the magic. The extra things for in first slot are pretty useless because it only works in first slot and it doesn't give magic. And every other stat you could pretty much just ignore unless you really just care about Hero being higher. It's probably one of the least useful trees to go for, but it also doesn't cost that much compared to most trees. Where you just go straight for the Capstone with a straight line and then go straight around to the magic and into magic. And it's pretty much all you would ever need from that tree because everything else is kind of useless there. And then from there, we'd pretty much just fill out everything once. With almost like no real rhyme or reason unless you just want to get it for like Rowena armor or something similar. Because once we did everything that I just said, we would just want to get the one-time bonus on everything. So, you know, just fill out literally every node once. Which you could pretty much do at any order from there once you've taken all your magic. And then from there, you know what I'm going for. So let's say, I don't think we'll have that by the end of summer, but let's say we are around that point where we have now put 1 level into literally everything. By that point, of course, you would be at the point where you have to go upgrade capstones, unless they do a patch where they start adding more of these, but they haven't done that yet. But let's assume they haven't added another tree yet, otherwise go do the first bonus on all those trees. But assuming they haven't added another tree by then for Astral Spire, you would start most likely upgrading Time Warp. Obviously, you could upgrade any one of these that you wanted to. You could even upgrade multiple of them slightly, just so it costs a little bit less, because I believe this cost does keep going up every time you click it. I forget by how much, but I think it's by like 10 or something. It keeps going up every single time you click this thing by some amount. Maybe it's 2, but some amount this thing keeps moving upwards. And because of that, you might want to evenly distribute it a little bit, but I would probably also just kind of go into whatever one the most useful one is, and that is definitely Time Warp. Time Warp is a 20% chance that the enemy will miss an extra turn, and this gets really strong the closer it gets to 100%. Obviously, it can never reach 100%. The highest it'll ever get is 69%. Nice. But, yeah, getting this thing to like 50% is so absurdly strong. If you could just deny half of every extra turn the enemy ever takes of any kind, including on cast ability extra turns. Obviously, this doesn't work for Guild War and stuff like that. But after we've one-leveled literally everything, after taking all the magics like we just went over, and all the useful stats and everything, after we do all the magics, all the one-time bonuses, and then start going through and just getting one of everything, after we've done that, yeah, I'm just going to like capstone until this is like 50% or something. And then from there, hopefully another new capstone would have been added. Otherwise, the cost might be high enough that we might want to start considering some of the other slightly strong ones. But honestly, even at the higher cost, I think I would still want to get this all the way just to max. 69% to mitigate out a extra turn is so strong. You would go from a 50% or, you know, half chance to a 2/3 chance, which is a really, really big difference compared to getting it to 50% compared to getting it to max. So yeah, I think I'm just going to max this out. Unless there's another Astral Spire that comes out between then. I think that's the plan after we do all once. Oh yeah, I did this off stream. I got the yellow crystal today too. So far I've gotten 2 back-to-back. I got one yesterday, I got one today. Not sure how common they are, but I've gotten them 2 days in a row. These new little crystals. And they're same cost as what they were in the previous merchant offer. They're technically even better value than the merchant offer. Unfortunately, you can't infinitely grind them. But they're the same ratio of 1.5 gems per EXP like the previous update. So if you were buying the 3 deeds from the merchant, they're the exact same equivalent of buying 3 deeds. But unlike the 3 deeds, you also get a free 60,000 gold. Which obviously isn't crazy. There's not much to dump gold in other than guild these days. But, you know, still better than nothing. Helps out the guild and everything. But anyways, that's our Astral Spire breakdown for the next 3 months. We're just rushing down all the magic and special effects. Then doubling back for 1 bonus on each. And if they still haven't added another Astral Spire by then, we're just going all in on the blue extra turn mitigation one. And that's pretty much our Astral Spire master plan for the next, like, 3 months until we get back. Unless they add a new Astral Spire, in which case go do 1 level on everything there as well. Your first purple capstone upgrade is the best value. Yes, the capstones at level 1 are really insanely good value. Capstone mass leveling is really absurdly bad value. Like, you pretty much want to go and get level 1 on literally everything before you even start considering upgrading a capstone. But getting the first level on every capstone is absurdly strong, because a lot of them have a extremely high base value for how little points you have to put into them. So you definitely want to unlock every single capstone at least once. But you don't want to level them until you pretty much have gotten, like, literally everything unlocked at least once. Like, even just, like, the useless stats, like a little bit of HP, you would even take over before you would take capstone upgrades. But then once you do, yeah, you just kind of go crazy on whatever the strongest capstones are. Which at this current moment in time is, I would say, the extra turn mitigation one. There's a lot of instances where it's really strong. We do have to deal with web here. Luckily, we can still do mana. Wait. Did they change this thing's interaction? We just cleansed turn 1. I think they changed the interaction. I could have sworn this has never worked like this before, because I don't have anything else that could do cleanse, right? I think as of the patch, I don't think it was in the patch notes, was it? But I think as of 9.2, they changed the interaction of the 20% cleanse on Astral Spire. I really wish they would do it so it would indicate when it actually happens. But the only way we could possibly have our first slot cleanse, because we're not running Orpheus right now. Otherwise, it would say we're running Orpheus here. We're running 20% into 8 magic. But the only way we could have gotten cleansed here is they changed the 20% cleanse to work on turn 1 as well. I wonder if they changed it so stun can work against it now. But regardless, the 20% cleanse from the tree can now work on turn 1. The one from the blue tree that we rushed down. Because before, I am like near 100% certain it wasn't working on turn 1. But now it does. Now the question is, does it bypass stun still? Because before it did seem like it was bypassing stun. But I'm not sure if it still is. But if it's working on turn 1, and look, it worked 2 times in a row. Because this thing's not immune to web. You're just getting lucky with cleanse every time. But yeah, it works on turn 1 now. That's kind of cool. If it still works against stun, that is huge. Working on turn 1 and immune to stun on that thing is extremely strong. But yeah, it wasn't working like that prior to this patch. I don't recall that being in the patch notes. Also, wait, what? Is something else cleansing this? Am I going crazy? How have we rolled it 3 times in a row? There's nothing else in this team that could possibly cleanse it. It has to be the 20% cleanse thingy. Because natural cleanse cannot work on turn 1. Yeah, it seems to be doing it from the top down too, which is really interesting. That is so weird. It's also working from the top down. That is very strange interaction. Like, it's both working from the top down, and it's working, like, every turn. But yeah, that's from this. It's hard to tell, but it's from the bonus 20% chance to cleanse at the start of your turn. Apparently, this works on turn 1 now. It didn't before. It started working on turn 2 before this patch. And to my understanding, this also bypasses stun. So even if you're stunned, it still works on, like, Orpheus Metal. Which is really absurdly strong, the fact that this bypasses stun. But it also seems like it works turn 1. Also seems to be working from top to bottom for some reason. Unless we just got that to happen 3 battles in a row just by pure coincidence. Which could have happened. Could just gotten the same RNG 3 times. Alright, we did that, we did that. Campaign, we did everything there. Dailies, we did everything there. Invasion, should probably go help the guild. Pretty easy week as well. Grab that, get our orbs. It's basically just click Flower Dragon until we win week. Do we have cleanse medals equipped? No. That's the crazy part. Like, they definitely changed its interaction. Because I haven't changed my medals at all since we just did that battle. If I go check right now, we have 20% into 8 magic set. I already know. We could easily tell because otherwise it would say that we have it set here. Which we do not. Yeah, I'll go show it right now. Because we should have 20% into 8 magic set right now. Yep, right there. But yeah, we don't have any Orpheus set, so they definitely changed how that thing interacts. I'm not sure if that's intended or not, because I'm pretty sure the patch notes did not mention it. But it's definitely happening from that. It can't be happening from anything else, because we don't have Orpheus and we don't have anything else on the team that had cleanse. So it had to be from that 20% cleanse thing. It definitely felt like it was interacting a bit weirdly, so maybe that is a bug. Because it seemed like it was 100% cleanse and it was working from the top down. But it could have just been the coincidence part. But regardless, it does work on turn 1 now. Something it very specifically did not do during the Ashla Spire 9.1 patch. But regardless, it's definitely strong. Not that it wasn't strong before, but gosh, it's even stronger now. Whatever they did to change it, regardless if it's intended or not, it is even stronger than it, or the strong it already was. That was like the first thing I rushed to was getting to that cleanse. Also for the extra turn mitigation. But it was also for the cleanse. Just because that mechanic is really strong. Even before they buffed it this patch. There's a lot of free cleanse without needing to have something on your team. There's a lot of game modes it's just good for. Most notably PvP and Daily Dungeon. Both of which you tend to have to deal with a lot of stats effects. Obviously not Guild War PvP, I mean like normal PvP. Like the dailies that you do. Like Daily Dungeon and Daily PvP. Obviously anywhere else you would take stats effects as well, but those are the 2 most common ones where you tend to get stats effects spammed. Dungeon because you get it at start of battle, and PvP because Elementals exists on every team pretty much. And assuming they didn't change this patch, it does bypass stun, so even if Elemental is stunned you still get to cleanse with it. Unlike Orpheus Metal. Oh, I meant to kit the tower there. You always want to kill the blue first, just in case you miss with her. Otherwise you might give them barrier. Unless there's this many blue, in which case, well, we're out of luck. But there's only like 1 or 2 blue. Make sure to target blue with her just so you don't backfire with it. Just in case of worst case scenario. Final battle unless we have a Valraven here. And then we gotta go do a ton of PvP. I guess we'll do Underspire first too. Save PvP for last because we gotta stay there the longest. We gotta do PvP for almost like an hour. I just want to skip some of the grind with medals, but since it's our final stream, we'll go and do it. We need to go unlock those shiny keys. Now that there's nothing else to spend gold marks on. Because I don't think I'm gonna put it into Dragonite or anything else. I think I'm putting it exclusively into shiny keys going forward. It definitely wasn't worth doing shiny keys over Deed Book, but it is 100% worth doing shiny keys over Pet Orb or Dragonite. There's definitely some instances, depending on where you're at in the game, where the other two aren't as bad. But I feel like most people this late in the game would probably benefit more from shiny keys. Especially now that Kingdom upgrades need them like crazy compared to before. And the fact that they just give you free stats. Oh yeah, there's a 37 tribute. I keep taking it as if it's nothing. Because obviously prior to this patch, we literally never gotten it a single time. I think 90% of my tributes have been 37 since the patch. Mostly because I only have like 3 kingdoms that aren't 100%. So, yeah, we have like a 94-ish% chance. Like a 90-something% chance overall I have of getting a 100% perfect tribute. Somewhere's around there. Like a high 80-something 90% chance every time we click it that we'll get 37. Or 30, you know, 38 tribute for 37 gems. Still 100% not worth it for the PvP gold troop. Oh yeah, still 100% not worth doing that. There's not a single instance ever where clicking this button will be worth it unless they literally remove like every other way to use gold marks. You should never, ever, ever get this troop, even now. Main reason being is let's take the worst case scenario right now. The worst case scenario right now is you dump your gold marks into Dragonite. This Dragonite is worth 6 gems per Dragonite, which means this is 180 gems of Dragonite. So to figure out how much we're getting per gold mark, we'd have to take 180 and divide it by 35. So 180 divided by 35, it should be 5.1. Yeah, 5.14 and a bunch of other numbers. Let's just say 5.1. Let's even just say 5. Let's be generous to it. This is only 5 gems per gold mark. Technically 5.14 and a bunch of other numbers. But let's just say 5 to be fairer to it. So this is 5 gems per gold mark in value if you were to like buy Dragonite from the daily that we always do. Because I need Dragonite right now. But if you're comparing it to the price of going to Dungeon and clicking this button and buying that every single day, this is 5 gems per Dragonite. And that ends up ultimately making the PvP thing 5.1 gems per gold mark. And how much it would save you that you wouldn't have to click the other number and spend gems. So this is 5.1 gems per Dragonite. Let's just say 5. So this is 5 gems per Dragonite. I mean, per gold mark. And this is 2,500 gold marks. So we'd have to times that by 5, which of course is a pretty obvious number, but I'll just do it just to make sure we get the exact. But obviously, we'll put that there. So we get 12,500. Oh yeah, you guys can't see this calculator, as if you can. But it's 12,500 gems. Is any mythic in the game currently worth 12,500 gems? Because if we compare it to diamonds, diamonds on average cost about 2 gems per diamond. Sometimes 2.5. Let's even say 2.5. So any mythic of choice costs you 10,000 gems. In worst case scenario, you will spend 10,000 gems to be able to obtain any mythic of choice. This is 2,500 gems more than literally picking any mythic in the game. That is how expensive this is. It is even in like best case scenario for this troop. Considering everything like rounded as positively as it possibly could be to make this guy worth more. It is still 2,500 gems more than literally choosing any mythic in the game. That is how expensive it is in overall gem cost relative to just clicking Dragonite instead. It is that expensive. So yeah, you still never do this. Before it was over 5 times worse than that because, you know, we had Deed Book. But even in the current scenario of the game, best case scenario, he is 25% worse than literally choosing any mythic in the game. That is how bad value it is. So yeah, don't ever click it. Even after the changes, you would still never click it. I guess it's slightly more worth it now, but you're still losing so much value. Like a crazy insane amount of value. It's just not like 5 times 6x more than what it was before. But it's still crazy value being lost. Compared to just buying diamonds and then, you know, literally crafting any mythic in the game. Which you also get the choice of literally any mythic in the game. Because diamonds at most is like, what, 2.5 gems each? Normally you can even get it closer to 2 gems each. So worst case scenario, this is like 10,000 gems. And he costs 12,500. Technically even more than that. So yeah, there's just no point. You can literally get any mythic in the game for the cost of getting that thing. Anyways, what are we doing? Alright, PvP. Actually, Underspire first, then go to PvP. Underspire. We got 7 battles left. We're trying to find a dead end room. Because I want to see if this thing actually gives a rainbow crystal. Right, what do we need here? I'll take that over. Still at, oh no! I was going to say still at one-shot range. No, we're not. Oh no, I got to go put the other thing in first slot now. I got to go put, I forget what it's called. The Sapphirax. Oh no. That's not ideal. Yeah, let me go move it by 1. We finally have rooms that don't die to it immediately. Alright, come on, boss room. Want to see what the material got replaced with here. Alright, still got one more room. This could be it, though. This is a 6-roomer here. So it could easily be the one we're looking for. This is going to be a useless merchant or something. Oh, I could take an extra turn purple. Oh no, resummon. There it is. Okay, what do we get here? No, they nerfed it into the ground. It's 150 XP for what looks like glacial peaks. Let's see if this actually is applying. Oh, that is a mega nerf. Before you got an Imperial here. Well, actually... Huh. Okay. It is technically not nerfed, actually. Because 4 Imperials became 1 Rainbow Crystal. Which means, before it was worth 150 XP. And it is still worth 150 XP. Also, this number should move to 300. Is what I'm checking right now. It shouldn't be 150 anymore. But never mind. Okay, I guess this isn't nerfed, kind of. Because before it was an Imperial that became 600... 4 of them became 600 XP that could be used anywhere. Now it is still the same ratio of 150, but it's forced to be used on whatever the given kingdom is. So it looks like this one's for Glacial Peak. I mean, not Glacial Peak, whatever it's called. Frost... Whatever the glacial thing is called. But, yeah, so it's a little bit worse, but technically, numerically, the same value as before. So if you did want to double it, you could, but I don't know, it's really weird value doubling this now. So we're doubling it basically for what was the equivalence of like 5 deeds in the previous state of the game. Is it worth doubling for just 5 deeds? I would say no. I don't think this is a double angle. Like, you would definitely want this room. It's still like good value to take. But I don't think you would ever double this room. I don't think there's any kingdom, unless it's a magic-based kingdom. That might be the only exception. But aside from magic-based kingdoms, I don't think there's any other kingdom you'd bother doubling this for. Unless it's a magic kingdom. Those are the only 5 exceptions. But aside from any of the 5 magic kingdoms, I don't think you would ever double this with a lantern. But yeah, there should be 150 Glacial Peak. Oh yeah, it is Glacial Peak. Why did I think that was wrong earlier? But yeah, it should be 300 XP now instead of 150. So let's see if our total is now 300. Should be. So if we go over here, we should see 300 on Glacial Peak. Yep, exactly so. But yeah, it's technically the same value as before, except now it's forced to be used on a specific kingdom rather than going anywheres. So it's not worse technically, but it kind of is. It's the same total amount of value, but it's forced to be on whatever the weekly kingdom is. So the weekly kingdom this week is Glacial Peak, so it's forced to go into Glacial Peaks. Of course, this could inversely be really good, because obviously Silverglade, Zolkiri, Karkaroff, I didn't mean to click there. Blade of the Lands and Darkstone, you would definitely want to double. if you're bothering to go there. But aside from those 5 event weeks, you would basically never double it. Unless you just really want a little bit more XP in a given kingdom. Like maybe you were really close to the next stat. Like maybe I'm level 59 Glacial Peak right now and I don't have like any blue crystals or something. Maybe I would want to do the double on it just to get a little bit closer to 60 so we get the extra stat from it or something. But that's like the only other exception I could think of why you'd want to double up. But otherwise, I don't think it's worth it. It's only worth it for a Magic Kingdom or if you're like absurdly close to getting to the next plus 10 level so you can get the bonus stat or something. Those are like the only 2 instances you'd probably double it. Or you have a ton of lanterns, just want to double it for the sake of it. But if you're running on limited lanterns, I don't think you would double it that often. This is one of the really, really good kingdoms for EXP, Kingdom EXP. Anyways, we got 2 battles left. Let's go find the portal. It's not worth walking through that door, so let's see if we can find the portal over here. Hello, Razor! Welcome, welcome. Ate the RNG of the dragon eggs. All of them, except the most recent one, is technically not RNG. In the sense that they do eventually rotate into Soulforge. But it is really annoying how much Dragonite you could end up spending on a new set of dragons. But one way around that is just never go for the newer dragon set. Of course, you would have to wait a year for them to rotate around and everything. Because the best way to get every single dragon set done is to keep opening eggs until you get 4 or 5 of them. And then wait until the final 1 or 2 that you're missing rotates in Soulforge and just get it off a 100% chance. That would save you the most amount of diamonds and give you the least amount of RNG that could possibly ruin your stack of Dragonite. The only big issue with this is every new set of Dragonite dragons are unavailable in Soulforge for the first year of their release. So for example, that'd be Evil Dragons right now are impossible to get that way. But all the more useful ones like right now, like Flower Dragons and stuff are like that right now. Wow, this shiny dust is so pitiful, by the way. Only 5. Why did they add such a low amount? It reminds me of like those old rich drops that used to give you like 10 or 50 or something similar. It's like that disappointingly low. I just realized, you know one of the reasons they probably didn't do the weekly thing this week? It's because the Tuesday update would have changed some of the currencies in there. I'm just now thinking about that now. But, yeah, don't forget next week we are getting the star thingy. It was originally supposed to be this week, but I think the patch this week moved it back. So we're getting the stars that were supposed to be this week on the 25th. I'm going to be gone. So don't forget to go grab them. If you're just doing the standard dailies, you'll probably get it automatically. But if you're going to be playing a little bit less or whatever else, do make sure you do enough of whatever the color kill is. Because not only is that 320 stars, but we also get a bunch of the new resources in there. There might be a few crystals in there and, you know, a bunch of other stuff. Because the Knick-Knack loot, I'm curious to see what they changed it to. Like what kind of Kingdom XP is just Kingdom XP for the week, or how are they going to do it? We'll find out on that Monday. We'll have like 4 of those while we're gone. Like 3 or 4 of those coming in. Because they do one once a month. So we'll probably see that one plus all of the ones up to August before we come back. Anyways, are we at PvP grind now? I think we are. Under Spire, we've done every battle we can right now since we're just doing free battles this week. Every other mode here is completed. Yeah, it seems like just PvP. I did do towers, right? Yep, I did everything for towers as far as we could help. For now. Might need to go kick some of these zeros, though. Also, Tyrion, what are you doing? We need more support. Also, let's see. Let's go to PvP then. So, the last and final goal we have before we go. Of course, with the new update, it is very, very, very beneficial to go get to the point where you can go do shiny keys. So, let's go grind for them. I think I will cheat it a little bit, though. I will use 1 gold icon. Actually, no. You know what? I won't. Because I want to use the hour booster right now. Because I got to use it anyways. So yeah, let me go use the hour booster. We're just going to use it right now. And yeah, let's go to PvP for an hour. Alright, we're locked in for an hour. Actually, you know what? Let's even bring out the XP boosters. Go. Because I won't have much time tomorrow or Sunday to go do them. Or even Monday for that matter. So might as well use them now. Alright, let's go do them. I got to go kill out Giant. I got to go kill out whatever the other one was. And we got to go do one of these things. Before we do, let me go grab all our stats. So let's just grab the magic, grab the other thing. And then after we grab that, we'll go and, yeah, do an hour of PvP. And that should hopefully get us to all the points we need. Or pretty much most of them. And whatever the difference is, we'll just go and throw a little token at it. And we'll be done then. So basically go until this 1 whole hour booster is done. Though I probably should have used it after I grabbed this buff, but oh well. A little bit of a bad order there. since these battles don't really give a lot of gold compared to PvP battles. Yeah, no worries, Terry. I was just joking. Though we do currently have one person doing 0 who used to do a ton for us. I don't want to kick him yet because I'm not sure if he's on vacation or something similar. But I might have to kick him soon because he's done 0 like 3 weeks in a row now, I think, or something, 2 weeks in a row. But it was like one of our like top 5 active before, like top 5, top 10, probably top 5. So I don't want to kick them quite yet. But if they're like a whole month doing nothing, I might have to. I'll definitely have to kick them before next Guild War, most likely. I'll give them a little bit of time just because they used to contribute so much. Oh, yeah, I missed your message. Sorry, what was it? About the offer for Rainbow Crystal for 900 gems? Oh, yeah, I read that yesterday. Not sure if you mentioned that from yesterday or today. But yeah, there's a Rainbow Crystal thing for 900. It's really good value. You should click it every time you see it. I haven't seen it yet, but I will click it literally every time it ever shows up. It is exceedingly worth it. It's only 1.5 gems per XP, which is the exact value of buying it from Merchant before. Except you're allowed to use it on any single kingdom. But yeah, it is really, really good, and you should click it literally every time you see it, unless you're like mega early game or something. But otherwise, if you have 1,000 gems, you should be spending your 900 to go get that thing. It's that valuable. The only thing that might be more valuable is go do like the full Underspire of a given week if you have the time. But other than fully completing Underspire, it's probably like the next most valuable thing you could even spend 900 gems on, other than like a full Underspire completion. Is that good of value? Alright, we got a Naga one, so let me go a bunch of Takshakas. Boom, boom, boom. Get a Wand of Stars in there. Get a, this is a mech or something, doesn't really matter too much. Here, I have a mech. And double blue is fine. Blue-green, technically. Just double blue is also good. Blue-green, there we go. Alright, should be fine. I think we'd change anything else. Good to go. Yeah, basically every crystal you ever see, or if you're later in the game, every single crystal you ever see in daily offers, you should be grabbing. They're really, really good value. And honestly, even if your account only has like a few thousand gems, I still feel like you should go for every rainbow crystal and color crystal you see. The amount of progression they give over time is really high. The main things that might be a little bit higher priority is helping out your guild for whatever the weekly event is, and doing a full completion of Underspire. But aside from those, that's like the third highest priority thing you'd probably do on a given week. Is if you see a daily offer for either the 2 crystals, you buy it. These are a lot more limited now, so every time you get an opportunity to buy them, you probably should be. And they're the same value as if you got them from Merchant in the past. If anything, even more value because you get some free gold with them. Which isn't a lot, but, you know, better than nothing. The only big downside of them is they have a really high, or, you know, a buy limit per day. Like, you know, you can only get it once. Compared to infinitely farming them in the past. Which is even more of a reason why you should click it every time you see it, because they're a lot more limited now compared to before this update. I'm pretty sure they're going to put it in reward space in future game modes. Like, whatever rework they're doing to Explore, you'll probably get some. Whatever game mode comes out in, like, 10.0 or something, we'll probably have some, stuff like that. I didn't even think about that. The next major number patch is 10.0. That's kind of crazy. The 100 patch, kind of. Obviously, we're not getting that probably till next year. Something like mid to late next year, like summer next year or something. They were like surprisingly close to 10.0 patch. Obviously, we have no clue what they're going to do for that, but obviously something big. What exactly? We'll find out in like a year from now. That'll probably be like the late summer patch of next year or something. You have 150k gems, oh gosh. Yeah, my gem's been going down lately. Aside from helping out the guild, because contributions been a little bit lower lately. But the other thing I've been spending it on is daily Dragonite. Because we went so dry on Evil Dragons, I've been having to buy Dragonite all year. And will continue to do so for like the next 7 months, or pretty much until the next set of dragons get announced. So yeah, we're kind of just stuck buying it over and over and over again. Anyways, we did that. We did that. Are we good to go? Is there anything else we got to go do? Yeah, gold marks. I got to go gold mark the giant and gold mark whatever the other one was. Alright, where do we even need to go here? Let's take purple. I think I'm running Archmages for some reason. Let's see, are we running Archmages? I have a feeling we are. We are. I was gonna say. Because the amount of purple we got for taking that purple was like insta full mana. Which is still kind of crazy how much free mana Archmages gives you. 50% mana start with +3. There is one other +3 hero class for blue. But the main thing that makes it a bit more balanced is it doesn't have a natural half mana start. Unlike Archmages. It has basically made purple the strongest color in the game to some degree. At least when offsetting your hero class to mana accumulate for it. Obviously there are other strong colors for other reasons. Like blue-brown because of Truffle and Beatrix. Things like blue-green because of Takshaka existing, stuff like that. But not counting any specific mana accumulator, if you're just talking about like overall just taking gems and getting mana from them. Purple is technically the strongest in the game in that regard. But there's like a billion other ways to mana accumulate, so it doesn't really matter as much. But otherwise, purple would be the strongest. Like if you're doing like an infinite gem loop on something. Purple would have the highest potential of maintaining loop. The only reason that's not actually the case in the current state of the game is because the actual troops that create mana gems. Like for example, Sycorax, which is really good at infinite looping, is blue, green, and brown, not purple. And stuff like that. Where even though purple gets more mana, it doesn't have as good of infinite mana loops with gem creation. Not like it doesn't have any, but, you know, the loops for it aren't as strong as some other colors. Alright, we did that, we did that, we did that. What was the other one we had to go do? Was this one? Rashka? Ooh, that's annoying. Gotta build a Rashka team? That sounds awful. I'm gonna use this just because it does more damage. I don't think we have any Empower. Yeah, no Empowers exist. There are 0. Anything for Mana Link? We have red and purple. Or sorry, red and blue, I mean. We could work with that. And it was like wand of stars into a mech or something. Give us mech, give us wand. And that should be all we need. Change banner to just pure red. Except in here is pure red. There we go. Alright, that should be enough. And the reason we're going so red heavy, aside from having the links there, is this guy creates red potion gem. So there's gonna be some instances where you can get some really good value from it. Alright, 1 down, 4 to go. And of course we'll just keep taking whatever the easiest battles is. If you do a few shorts while I'm in Greece, one thing I'm going to try setting up tomorrow on the last day that I'm around. I'm going to see if I can get an editing setup and a recording setup working on phone. And see what the audio quality looks like and everything. And if it seems like it's not going to be the worst thing ever, I'm going to record, edit, and post a video using just a phone. Just like a low to mid-tier phone. So we'll see how badly that goes. But assuming that works, I'll just do that, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, we probably won't be posting much, if anything. But if I can get that to work, yeah, I'll do that. As long as that doesn't take a billion years. Because my biggest concern is how long is a, like, 15 to 20 minute video going to take to render on a phone? Because on this decent PC, it still takes like at least 10 minutes. I can only imagine how long it will take on a phone. Unless it like compresses it like crazy or something. But no, I'll see what the process is like tomorrow while I'm tinkering around a bunch of stuff. And a bunch of other last minute stuff. No promises I'll be able to, though, but if I can get something working that seems like not the lowest quality ever, I'll try to do it. Otherwise, yeah, we won't be back till late August. If I can get something functioning, we'll see. Regardless, even if I can, I definitely won't be posting anything next week. There'll definitely be at least 1 week lapse, even if I can get it working. But if we do get it working by the following week, we'll be able to cover the Mythic video too. Actually, no. Isn't Mythic coming out next week? What am I saying? Oh, no. Yeah, it doesn't come out next week. Okay, good. So yeah, next week we probably won't have anything, even if I can get it working. But if I can get it working, then by the time of the following week, by June, maybe we'll start having like really short videos for it, where we just like speed run going over everything important. And make like a 10-15 minute video on it. The shorter the better, so it doesn't have to render as long. Alright, oh, we did that, we did that, we did that. What else do we need? Oh yeah, we just gotta go battle a bunch for gold and ranking. That's everything important done. We did the Naga battle, right? Yeah, we did everything. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, now we just spam middle for the next like half an hour or whatever the timer is until all those go down. Alright, let's go do it. I'll just do it with Quick Heal Flower Dragon team. It feels so weird having all the extra stats with it too. I'm still not fully used to the new stats that we got as of the other day. Wow, is it strong? I'm really curious to see what kind of newer game modes they're going to be doing in the near future. As well as what they plan for Explorer rework. One of the main reasons probably for the Explorer rework is just to even scale it to current content. Power Creep's been going pretty crazy lately, even if you ignore Flower Dragon and Stellaryx. Just Astral Spire plus Kingdom upgrades in like the last few months, like literally the last 2 patches, has given so much potential power to the game that wasn't there before. Like even ignoring the things that are really broken from them. But Astral Spire and Kingdom upgrades, just so many extra stats and extra effects. Well, I guess with Kingdoms it's mostly just stats, but you know, Astral Spire is giving a bunch of extra effects as well. Almost all of which are kind of useful. Some more so than others. But they all do something, if nothing else. Like, one of them is a 30% chance to deny this thing. You could upgrade to 79% chance. So you don't have to worry about infinite resummon off that guy. Because otherwise, he could revive like 10 times in a row. It's very rare, but he can. If you don't stun him or anything. But now you could bypass it with that one thing under Red Tree, I believe it was. Which we don't have unlocked yet, but we will have unlocked soon. Where just for having at level 1, we'll have a 30% chance to deny any resummon on the enemy team. And that includes when something gets resummoned from a trait. It's not just when they summon something on ability. It also works when they have a 25% trait or 100% trait or anything like that. And it's particularly effective against 100% as well. Since whatever your percent of mitigating it is basically your full percent of mitigation. Because let's say you're have 30% on a 25% troop. You're in theory only bringing it down to an 18.5 or whatever it is. Whereas you're getting a lot more value on it on 100% in the sense that you're negating it by a full 30%. Since you're bringing down 100% down to 70. Whereas it only brings a 25% down to like 18.5 or whatever 30% of that is. So it helps on all resummons, like this 25% guy. But it's particularly effective against 100% resummons. Since it gives you a way to mitigate it without needing to have stun. Your Chaos Orbs aren't working correctly. When you click on them, they spin and start to show you what you get, but it doesn't show, it goes back in just a flashing screen. I think it was one of the bugs that came in with this patch on some console. I heard something about it earlier. I didn't really look at it, though, because it wasn't affecting me. I don't think it was affecting PC Mobile. But I think one of the console issues, is one of the console issues in the known issues section, I'm pretty sure. There's a full list of them on the forum, on the official post. That they keep updating. But yeah, I believe that was one of them. I think it's only affecting console, though, or one of the consoles. You're on mobile? That's weird. So in all fairness, I haven't actually played this patch since mobile update. But I'm pretty sure it was on the official thingy. You can check it by going to forums and 9.2 patch. It is right somewhere's over here. Right here. Pretty sure it's here. Let's see. Major orb unable to be used if you did not have enough trait stones. That's not the one I'm looking for. I could just control find orb. Oh wait, these are bug fixes. Where's the known issues section? I thought they had a known issue section. It's not here. That's weird. Oh, here it is. Known issues. It's not mentioned here, though. Unless they just forgot to update it here. Because you only have the 2 that were still there at the beginning. Yeah, the only problem with some bugs like that, unless they can get a hotfix in for it, stuff like that tends to stay in the game all the way till like the next major patch. Which, unless they're doing like a really mini patch sometime soon, next patch probably isn't until like early to mid-August. Unless they can hotfix it in. Because we already know what next patch is, unless they do like a mini one in between. It's the Explorer rework. What it will do, we have no clue, but it's a good, like, 2 months away, if not longer. Like, late July is the absolute earliest, more likely August. I assume that's something they could hotfix soon, though. Oh, you know what I didn't claim yet? Probably should. We didn't claim our plus 1,000. There we go. Alright, how many more do we need? We need to get 8,300 more points. Go, go, go. Where is it? Well, how much is our timer at? Alright, we got 41 more minutes. Let's keep going. Apparently went up a rank for the thingy. Let's keep grinding. And then if we don't have all the score we need, we'll just throw some little token thingies at it. Plus we got a bunch from buying the PvP thingy this week. So might as well use it to save some time. But we'll still use the entire booster though, of course, since we have it going. So we'll go for like 40 more minutes, and then whatever the difference is, we'll just throw the little silver boosters at it, since we only need a few thousand. And then we can start buying 3 shiny keys per day, as long as we have enough gold marks. That's something we'll also have to need to do it pretty early in future PvP seasons. Is I need to go and spam a bunch of PvP really early on so we can start buying shiny keys immediately. It's fine going a couple weeks without it, but by like the 4th or 5th week, we'd probably want to hit 80,000 PvP points. Mostly so we can start getting shiny keys again. Because I don't think I'm spending any on Dragonite. It's not bad to do so, I just feel like shiny keys would do better overall progression. Because shiny keys you cannot infinitely buy with gems. Dragonite you technically can. Like you're capped per day, but you know, enough time goes by that you can just buy it every day, it's fine. Whereas there's no way to infinitely buy shiny keys, so... if you had to choose one or the other, shiny keys definitely feel better. Because gold marks are basically the infinite way of buying shiny keys now. Well, technically they already were, but they weren't worth doing over deed books. But now they are, because deed books don't exist. So they're basically the main way that you infinitely gain shiny keys. Now, obviously there's other ways too, but they're also pretty limited. But there's no gem conversion for shiny keys currently, which is why I feel like using gold marks on them are a little bit better. Use your gold to get Dragonite, and use your gold marks to get shiny keys. Because otherwise you're just double dipping Dragonite, which I guess is fine if you don't have Flower Dragon or something else that's really vital yet. But otherwise feels a little bit too excessive. especially with how much newfound value shiny keys have. Because not only are they giving you lower mana costs on a bunch of troops, and, you know, stronger effects on a bunch of troops, but it's also really important for kingdom upgrades now. So you're getting a bunch of free XP on every kingdom in the game. Because before, the main value prospect was, you know, just getting stronger troops. But now you're getting stronger troops and kingdom progression. What about just saving the gold marks for a while? Yes, you could end up doing that. The main reason you'd want to eventually get it by about halfway through the season is so you can actually spend it all. Because one big difference with shiny keys compared to some of the other ones is you can only spend very little of it per day. If you were to be doing Dragonite, you'd be able to do 105 per day. If you're doing the previous deed books, you were able to do 300 per day. Shiny keys, you could only do 60 per day. That is very small amount. So you kind of have to get it operational by like halfway through the season or so you can keep spending it the entire time. Because if you get it unlocked too late into the season, you're not going to be able to spend all your gold marks because you can only spend 60 per day. Which is really small compared to any other resource. It's actually the smallest of any of the good resources there. Actually, it's just the smallest of any of the resources, period. Because your burn rate is really slow, so you need to get it earlier than you otherwise would. But it also has the highest requirement of 80,000. Well, not counting the, you know, Legend and Mythic. But of the actual resources, it has the highest requirement to go get as well. Because let's say you get it by the 4th to last week. So 6 weeks into a PvP season. Let's do the math on that. That'd be 28 days times 60. So if you have more than that, you'd want to, you know, you basically want to do the math based on that. So that's 28 times 60. So that's 1,680 gold marks. But let's say you have like 2,000 or 3,000 gold marks. You would have to bring that down even further. And we could actually do it based on doing that inversely. If we could do 60 per day, we could figure it out based on how many we have. So let's say we have 3,000 gold marks by a certain point, and we want to go spend them across the entire season. If we divide that by 60, we would have to have it before 50 days before the end of the season to be able to go spend them all. Of course, that's not counting any that you're actually gaining. Otherwise, you'd have to do the math even further. But not counting any new gold marks you would gain, because that would require too much math right now. But not counting any new gold marks you would gain, if you have 3,000 gold marks and you wanted to spend all of them before the end of the season, you would need to, 40 days within the PvP season, have 80,000 PvP points. And you just have to keep working the math backwards from there, depending on how many gold marks you want to use. But it's capped at 60 per day, which is really low. That didn't really matter that much for deed books because at 300 per day, you know, you'd burn them all so quickly. But it slightly does matter for shiny keys because the burn rate is so slow. The marks don't lose any value at the end of the season. They do carry over from season to season. The reason you'd want to use it before the end of the season is because your points go back to 0 and then you can't do it. But no, you get to keep the full value of your silver and gold marks. They don't lose any value. The reason for trying to get them done at a certain point is so your score doesn't go back to 0. Because you need 80,000 score to be able to even open them to begin with. So the reason you'd want to do it before the end of the season is not to maintain their value because no value is being lost. It's just so you can actually use them. Because if you don't have 80,000 PvP points, you can't use them. And it gets reset every season. And then you have to go grind another 80,000. So it's mostly the time to go re-grind it that becomes the issue. So the earlier that you can get the 80,000, the more shiny keys you can open, and the more gold marks you can get rid of. But yes, you could just do one season where you just, you know, do bare minimum of bare minimum, only open shiny keys for the final 2 weeks. And then, like, the following season, go crazy on it early on. And then for, like, 9 weeks straight, open shiny keys and do it that way. But at some point, you would have to, like, rush down the score so that the entire season you could just dump a ton into shiny keys. Because in best case scenario, let's say day 1 you got 80,000 points. That's 60 times 77. The maximum amount of gold marks you could possibly burn in one season, if you were only throwing them into shiny keys, is 4,620 gold marks. And that's assuming you get 80,000 on day 1, which is possible. You'd have to grind PvP like all day and use the boosters and everything. But it's definitely doable. But yeah, you would have to get 4,620 in one day. And if you did that, you'd have to get 80,000 PvP points in one day. And if you did so over the course of the entire season, you would burn 4,620 gold marks on shiny keys. You don't have to do that every season. You could just go and like barely do it. Maybe the final week or two, you do the bare minimum dailies. You're able to get your shiny keys then. And then after like 4 or 5 seasons, you're like, okay, I want to go cash in all these gold marks. And then when you do just the very first day or something on the first week, you go and get, you know, the 80,000 PvP points. And then just every day for that entire season, you go burn through like 4,000, 4,600 gold marks then. I know you kind of do however you want. But the earlier you hit it, the more you can start doing daily shiny keys, basically. With a maximum of 4,620 that you could possibly burn per season. Assuming you got 80,000 points on day 1. Oh, he just gave me full mana. Though, unfortunately, he also got full mana on everything. Have you ever thought about would be an excellent accountant? I do like math stuff. I have always liked math a lot. I feel like I'm really bad at advanced maths, though. I'm good at small math. And the more overly convoluted you get at math, the quicker everything else would be. I'm really decent at, like, simple to average math. Once you start getting to hard and very hard, I am very bad at it. Hello, Mini! Welcome, welcome. But yeah, when it comes to PvP season resets, the only thing that loses value if you don't use it are those little totem thingies, the bronze, silver, and gold totems. That is the only resource in all of PvP that loses value if you don't use it. But aside from that, you don't lose value from anything in PvP. You can hoard silver marks forever, you can hoard gold marks forever. You can hoard the burning marks forever. And on a season like this, it's actually really good to hoard them because the current immortal is really bad. Only reason I used them earlier was so I can get some more deep books in a pinch before the 9.2 patch. Aside from that, we just kept hoarding them. Why are we not doing Blood Frenzy? I've done that in the past. The main reason I avoid Blood Frenzy is I can't be bothered to deal with 50% more stats. There's just a lot of complications that happen when you hit some of the harder battles sometimes. So I tend to just avoid it for sanity's sake. Though I feel like if we were not in that one purple guild, I forget what's called, you know, the alliance thing. If we were not in the good alliance that was getting free gold marks every single day and we were getting the bonus stats instead, I would probably always be going for Blood Frenzy instead of never going for Blood Frenzy. Because you'd be able to cash in the extra stats to actually be able to go do it pretty effectively. So if we were in that situation, I would probably go for it. Also, why are we 100% chance getting cleanse? That is so weird. Whatever they did to change that is not working correctly. Like, we got froze off his trait, and he immediately got cleansed. It feels like it's like 100% cleansing whatever our first most afflicted troop is. But we're just getting like perfect luck with it every time. How's my mom's been doing? Her leg's still been bothering her some, but it's about as repaired as it could ever realistically get at this point. Actually, we just went out for lunch today for the last time, since she's going to be busy most of tonight and tomorrow. So today was pretty much the last time I got to see her. But I went back out to Bonefish again, which I got quite a bit this time. Because you wanted to treat me to everything, so I was like, okay, I might as well get it then. But yeah, we went like all out. Let's see, what was the full thing we got? We both got Bang Bang Shrimp, which is like shrimp over like a salad with a special sauce on it, really good. We end up splitting a crab imperial dip, really good as well. They have the bread with like that little oil and everything that you dip everything in for free. That's always good. Drink came with it, so we both got tea. We both got the lunch special for 15 bucks. She got some burger thing. I got like fish tacos. Came with fries as well, and the free drink that came with it. And we both got dessert of creme brulee. And they had like a special blueberry creme brulee. It was really, really good too. Normally some of the weird flavors aren't as good, but the blueberry one's really solid. It wasn't like Smurf blue or anything like that. It was like just like slightly tinted brown with like, you know, the blueberry, whatever the thing they end up using for it. Had fresh frozen, but you know, like frozen blueberries on top of it, which are really good with it. Obviously, creme brulee, it's all charred at the top. And it had a whipped cream thing with like diced up lemon slice kind of thing on it. Not sure what you'd really call it. Almost like pineapple, sliced pineapple, but it was like shavings of lemon. And also had mint on it, though you don't eat the mint. Oh, it smelled good though. It was insanely good though. It's like one of the only places I would ever eat dessert at. Mostly because it never has any nuts in it. But also because they actually make it in-house and everything. There's just so many places that, you know, they just get their dessert from like some kind of big chain factory thing. But they actually make most of their desserts there. Not all of them. But creme brulee does seem like one of them they make. And they change it per season too. I think they're doing some mango one this summer. But I won't be around then, of course. I'll be in Greece. But, yeah, really good. Is she also allergic to peanuts? No, she is not. Oh yeah, if I don't come back, maybe I died to peanut allergy in Greece. Honestly, if there was any way to die abroad, that would probably be like the most likely way. Is due to language barrier or some other reason. There's like some kind of nut thing and something I eat and then I die. That is statistically the most likely way I will ever die outside of America. Because obviously most places you won't die to gun violence. That's a lot more likely here. But my most likely way to die abroad is literally die to nuts. I do have a fresh EpiPen though. I just got one in December. They expire after about a year, but it should be good all summer. And there's 2 of them. So I do have 2 backup EpiPens if I need them. I've never needed them once in my whole life. But I do have 2 if I do. Also, since it's overseas, I could probably buy an EpiPen for like literal dollars if I truly need another one. I'm not sure if you need a prescription for it. But if I had to guess, you could probably get an EpiPen for like 20 bucks in Greece. Whereas in America, it's anywhere from like 100 to 500. Or you can pay an arm or leg. That is actually something I should go check while I'm there, though. If I can get an EpiPen without a prescription, I think it is legitimately cheaper for me to go buy a pair and smuggle it over back to America. Not that I'm smuggling it. I don't think it's exceeding my liquid limit if I have 4 EpiPens on me. But yeah, I need to go double check that. Because if I can and the price is reasonable, I should really go pick up a pair or 2 or something. Probably only 1, because they do expire after about a year. Because if they're anything less than 50 bucks, I should definitely go get another pair. But I'm not sure if you need a prescription in Greece to get one or not. You might have to kite it home. Well, it's not illegal to bring it back. The biggest issue would be if I need a prescription for it, in which case I probably wouldn't be able to get it. Mostly because trying to get a prescription for it would cost more than the EpiPen itself. Oh no, there's that one Mana Drain troop. That was the one we were using a ton in Guild War 2 in Aerie. I'm actually surprised I don't use it more often. It's actually a really strong troop. It's one of those troops in the category of it's insanely broken, but you almost never use it because there's so much broken stuff in the game. But Inari is really in that category pretty strongly. It's 4 times Mana Drain to entire enemy team as long as you have alignment on blue. It's really good. Especially against other empowers that don't have immune to Mana Drain, which are most empowers in the game. But you tend to not use it because there's quicker momentum troops in the game and just other things that are, you know, broken. Like, it wouldn't be worth using it over Double Talk Shaka here. Because Double Talk Shaka is better overall mana accumulation. It takes less time to get rolling. But still a really strong option. But like a lot of other really strong options, there's just even stronger stuff that makes it so you almost never use them. But they do get used in like Guild Wars, if nothing else, and some other stuff like that. But it's such a strong ability, yet is like basically never used just because there's even stronger stuff. But it's a really good anti-empower option. There's a little bit of a downside of not working if there's like literally no alignment of green to blue. But it's very rare that it'll do nothing. You'll normally at least be able to get a 3-pack pair somewhere, even if it's not extra turn. Hey, how are we doing on timer right now? Alright, we got about 21 minutes left. Let's keep going. How's our score doing? So whatever the difference is, we'll just throw a thingy at it. We got 5,000 more. But whatever we don't get, we'll just throw silver and other marks at it until we do. So not too big of an issue there. But if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go, let me know. Because after that 21 minutes, we'll buy our 3 shiny keys, and then we're probably calling it. And then we won't be back all the way until, like, the end of August. Which I can tell you exactly when. We will be back, I believe it was the 24th. Would be our next video after we get back. 24th of August. Yeah, 24th of August would be the first day end video we'd be back. So if I'm not recording anything while I'm gone, 24th of August is when we're back. Hello, Calamar. You haven't played since Flower Dragons came out, but was an endgame player and have started a new account this last week. What's new? Oh gosh, a lot of stuff. What's new? A lot of things. They went crazy since Flower Dragon. Flower Dragon was, what, a year and a half ago? Since then, we got another set of dragons, evil dragons. Those aren't as relevant. 2 biggest things is Astral Spires and the Kingdom update that literally just happened. Kingdom update was 9.2. We went over pretty extensively in the most recent video we have posted, where it goes over everything you need to do for all the Kingdom upgrades and everything. But as far as the stars, basically just do your daily every single day in the adventure section, where you would already get your 3 dailies. One of them is now for stars every single time. And you basically put them into a wide expanding skill tree. The easiest way to explain what you should put it into is just rush all magic stats. Just get like every single magic you see, and it will give you a ton of boosts to various troops. There's a bunch of other upgrades you get along the way as well. But the magic is definitely highest priority. To feed it into Flower Dragon or whatever other similar troop-like is that you can do for damage with it. And Astral Spire's effect work everywhere but Guild War and Arena. And all the new kingdom upgrades work literally everywhere except Arena. Including Guild War. And there's quite a bit more stats to get now, too. Before we were kind of capped at, like, +6 per kingdom. Now it just keeps going up forever, with +8 being actual realistic to get. Whereas before, 6 was the cap prior. You could also get 100% tribute now from kingdom upgrades, too, which are pretty cool. And all the previous locations where you get kingdom progress is still the case. The only two exceptions is you no longer get it in Explore, and you no longer get it in PvP. I still can't believe I'm going already. Time has flown by so quickly. I still have so many things I need to get done tomorrow, too, before I go. All of the last-minute things. This is also the main reason we don't have a stream tomorrow. Even though I'm technically not leaving tomorrow, I will basically be busy every second of tomorrow. So I don't want to rush it or anything. I need that extra hour or two because I'm going to need it for tomorrow. It's not that I saved like a ton of stuff for last minute. It's just a lot of things you don't really think of. And it's like, oh yeah, I should probably go do that before I go. So I won't be able to for like 3 months. There's a lot of small things you wouldn't really think of. Like one thing I wanted to pick up tomorrow as well was a notepad. Because I wanted to keep track physically of all the money I spend. Since I'm doing it with cash. So I'm going to be keeping note of literally every time I spend anything and on what. So I'll have like a whole little mini diary of every single thing. Like every expense throughout the entire trip, just to keep track of it physically. Since there won't be any digital trail since I'm doing it all with physical money. But the only exception being the ticket itself that I already got months ago. Luckily before the war started. Actually, literally the night of. I think I mentioned it before on stream, but because as soon as the war was starting, because I was following the news and everything, literally the night it was starting, like at almost like midnight or something, it's like, oh, time to go buy it. Before all the prices skyrocket like crazy. And good thing I did, because airport pricing wasn't adjusted yet. Honestly, I don't think they adjusted till like weeks after, but they definitely weren't adjusted the night of. So I saved several $100s on the ticket compared to if you bought it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something. From the bottom of our hearts, we the community thanks you. Thank you so much, Ron. Greatly appreciated. Alright, I'll be staying safe, no worries. I won't let any nuts take me down. I don't know, most Greek cuisine doesn't really have nuts in it. I should be fine. And I have 2 EpiPens on me. Though I do feel like the plane ride slightly stresses me out, though. Not the actual plane ride itself, I'm fine with that. But I mean like the potential of like missing your connection or something similar. It shouldn't happen because I literally have like a 3.5 hours in between the flight. So unless they're running like mega ultra deluxe light, it should be fine. Like they could be running 3 hours late and I would still make my flight. I did that deliberately because the last time I had a connection, I nearly missed it by like 5 minutes because they were so late, and it was like a 30-minute to an hour connection or something. So I made sure it was 3.5 both ways this time, so I can't possibly miss it regardless of how badly it goes. Either on my part or their part or something. So I'm not sure what extra checks they do when you go international or when they do it. And because I don't know, I figured out I might as well be early for everything. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they check me until I get into Greece, which feels really weird. Because what if they send you back? What happens then? Like, obviously that shouldn't happen. But I'm pretty sure the main check of me getting in is literally at the Greece airport. But what if they, like, denied you? Would you just, like, have to go on a plane back to your country immediately? That'd be exceedingly inconvenient for multiple reasons. That shouldn't happen. But it seems a really weird system to have if that's the way it works. Like, you don't get denied until you're actually in the country or something. They have no reason to deny me, though. I have, like, the cleanest record possible. The only thing I could maybe think of why they would deny me is how long I'm staying. Because it is a very long time. It is within the legal limit. But it is like a suspiciously long time. Because I feel like most people, if they're going on vacation, it's like, oh yeah, it's only going to be like for a week or something. Like, I think it being almost 3 months might raise some red flags to them, potentially. But it's within the legal limit, so... I don't know, we'll find out. Also, hello, thank you, Ron, for the $5 tip. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be masking up. I was already planning to. Honestly, ever since I got sick on the plane prior to COVID, back in like 2019 going into 2020 when I went out for New Year's that year, I was always after that going to wear a mask on plane. Because ever since then, I didn't get sick with COVID then, but I got sick just in general from it. So after that, I was like, oh, I'm just always going to wear a mask on planes. Which is very convenient because then pandemic happened and became normalized. Now I feel like it's a little bit less normalized to wear a mask on plane, but I'm definitely still going to do it. But yeah, it was actually pre-COVID that made me like that. Though it could have technically been COVID-esque like stuff that was still going around at the time. But it was like a month or two before like COVID really took off. But yeah, I ended up buying a pack of 50 masks. Actually, I have it right over here. I haven't packed it yet. Because I just ordered it off of Amazon the other day. It was on the long list of things I probably somewhat forgot that I should probably go get last minute on that long list. But yeah. Let me see. But yeah, I got a whole case of... a whole 50 pack. It's weird. The package says white on it, but I did order the black ones. I got a whole pack of 50 of these things. Not sure how many I'm going to pack. I'm definitely not taking all 50, obviously. But, just going to, like, shove them into some compartment in my thing. Probably bring, like, 20 of them. Because realistically, I should only need, like, 4. But, still good to have some spares. But yeah, I got a whole pack of them. That should last me for, like, years. Even if I pack, like, 20, there's no way I use more than, like, 10. Realistically, like 2 or 4. Hey, how are we doing on the timer? How much PvP do we have left? We got 10 minutes. And tribute's ready. 37? Come on, let's see it. Yeah, look at that. That is so nice. Max tribute every time. Not every time, but almost every time it is 37 tribute. Look at that loot. Every hour we can go click this for basically this exact same number. It's one of the smaller things in this patch, but it is so nice. It's not that much better than where tribute already was, but just how consistent it is at basically max rolling every time, just so nice to see. Because we've gone years without ever getting that 37. Now it rolls like 90% of the time. It's not that much more than what we're already getting, but it really starts adding up if you're taking it a ton. I still only take it like a couple times a day though. I think like today I took it like 5-6 times or something. That's still a nice little bit of extra loot. Even in an earlier game, it still scales quite a bit better than it would have before. So at every point in the game, you're basically getting more from it, but particularly in end game where you could literally cap it out at 100%. Because early game, it's really important to get level 20 Old Kingdom, and then later in the game, it's really important to get 50 Old Kingdom, so you get the max tribute. Technically 48 Old Kingdom gets you the max tribute, but if you're that close, you might as well get the stats. If anyone still has any other questions, 10 minutes to go. And they will be gone till August 24th. I'll still make some community posts here and there, though. Even if I'm not posting any videos, I'll still post a few community posts. Ever so occasionally. Maybe some pictures of some stuff while I'm there. Actually, I already know the first thing I need to take a picture of. I 100% have to go, and the first gyros I get in Greece. 100%. Need to take a picture of them and tell how it is. I feel like that's like an obligation to do immediately. Because if I think of like any one food item from Greece, it is gyros. Or how would you say those? Euros? Oh, I always forget to say it. GYROS or whatever they're called. Those things. You know what I'm talking about. But it's like literally the first thing I'm doing when I'm getting there. I'm taking public transit to get back to the house and everything. And then I'm ordering 2 of those and then falling asleep because it'll be like 3 a.m. my time. Like, you know, there it'll be like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. But I would have traveled for like 24 hours straight, and it would be the equivalent of if I was still in the United States at like 3 or 4 a.m. So I'm like getting 2 gyros, eating them, and then crashing for like 8 hours. Probably not a healthy thing to be doing, but definitely the exact sequence of events that will occur. Thank you, Mulu. Greatly appreciated. Oh, no. Oh, no. We'll see if we can get the Monday videos occasionally. But I'm not 100% certain. Oh, wow. We got 2 pets I need to upgrade. Let's go do the old 4th of July pet. The new one comes in a couple weeks as well. Or in a month, I mean. We actually have it already on the calendar. I'm gonna go get this guy. I think this was the 2025, 2024 Independence Day pet. I wonder if they're going to do something crazy this year, because it doesn't actually have art yet. And this is technically the 250th anniversary of America. So I'm curious if they have something bigger planned for it, because the art for the 4th of July pet hasn't been determined yet. And it is the big 250th anniversary. And it's one of those weird holidays that they do actually have in the game. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what they do this year for it. Because we actually don't know what the pet looks like for it yet. We pretty much won't until the week of, unless this is in like some spoiler thread already. Or already been data mined. Which is kind of ironic too. I'm going to be gone from America for the 250th birthday. So these days, that might be a good thing. We'll call these episodes Tacit Abroad. But yeah, that's the only bad thing about this trip. Is once I come back, I'm going to be like addicted to Greek food. So I'm going to need to find like a local Greek place. I'm pretty sure there's some nearby. Because it would be hard to go from like eating it nearly every day to like not eating it at all. I'll need like a phase out period. Where I eat it just a moderate amount. There's definitely some places that serve Greek food. Traditional Greek food near me. I'm just not sure its price or its quality. But I'll have to check them out once I come back, because I definitely need some kind of in-between period. Where I go from eating it like nearly every day to, you know, just eating it some. Because it'd be weird going from eating it like almost every day to eating like none of it at all. Need like an in-between. Alright, there we go. We got 2 and some blue pet food that says new because I consumed them all while I was doing all the kingdom upgrades. We got 4 minutes left. Let's keep doing PvP grind. And then we'll go and use up our shiny keys. And I'll be able to do that every single day as well. Try pork savaki. There's a lot of things. I need to go look up a lot of things just to double check. There's probably a lot of Greek foods I'm not even aware about. Like, drawers are like the first thing that comes to mind, but there's probably like a billion other things, obviously. I'm just not sure what the full list is. But I'll find out soon enough. Though I do need to hopefully try to go to places that have the menu in both Greek and English. Because that will be one slight issue that I've never actually had to deal with before. Because even in Canada, basically everything was in English. At least in Toronto, Canada anyways. If you were in like Quebec, it'd probably be all in French, most of the stuff. But at least in Toronto, Canada. I've never actually been somewheres where the primary language was not English. Luckily, the secondary language there is English, so it shouldn't be that bad. But I don't know a single thing in Greek. Thank you, Defiant. Soak up some sun. Oh yeah, gosh, it's gonna be so hot there. I might actually have to go to the ocean there. I'm not sure how far it is from the place, but I am bringing a bathing suit and everything just in case. Because it is going to be hot, especially during summer. I feel like it's going to be about as hot as it normally gets here, but, you know, it's still really hot. Oops, that's not the way I wanted to take that. But I even got a new bathing suit for the trip. Well, it's because I gained enough weight that my old one doesn't even really properly fit me anymore. Something I need to try to do while I'm there too, try to lose some weight. But yeah, worst comes to worst, if I don't get a single video out or anything, bare minimum, assuming I don't get locked out of my YouTube account somehow, I will be posting community posts to my YouTube, so I can at least keep you updated that way. Unless I can't do it on my phone for some reason. Actually, let me go check. You could do that on this phone app, right? I'm seeing why you couldn't. Let me see. I'm going to try right now. I'm not literally going to post one, but if I go to YouTube on phone, this isn't the phone I'm bringing, but the other one should be able to do the same thing. If I go to phone, and I click on my channel, and I click on... I don't see a button to do it. I don't see a button to do it! View channel? No. View channel. Yeah, that might be actually. Edit channel, analytics. Post. I think I found it. Community posts. Where do I make a new one? Posts. Connect with community, introducing a new space. But this isn't new. It's been in the... You've literally had this feature for years. Want feedback? How do I make the actual post? I'm gonna click on this and see what happens. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, you just click there. Yeah, and you just type whatever. You could add a thing, you could add image. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I found it. Yeah, and the other thing should be able to do it fine. Yeah. So worst comes to worst. Unless I somehow get locked into my YouTube account while I'm there. Bare minimum, I'll have community posts with some pictures here and there. Where applicable. But yeah, it's working. That's assuming I don't somehow get locked out of my YouTube account, though. Because since I'm going to a foreign country, I might think, oh, that's suspicious. And I forget what my password is because the autosave doesn't work. And I can't go do the other authenticator because I won't be at the thing that would normally be able to authenticate it with. I don't think that would happen, but there's a non-zero chance I get locked out of my YouTube account. That's the only way I wouldn't do community posts at bare minimum, if nothing else. And use it like a little mini social media while I'm gone. Won't be posting on it that often, but enough to keep you guys up to date here and there. Maybe I'll post a couple teams there occasionally too instead of a video or something. Oh yeah, there's plenty of Greek places near me. I've just never gone to them. I just always assumed they'd be overpriced. I think is the main reason I never bothered going. There's a lot of Greek ingredients aren't as commonplace in America. Like goat, lamb, a few other things like that. Particularly goat. I don't think they use lamb as much, but they do use a lot of goat for stuff. Like goat-based products. Like, it's not like it doesn't exist in America, but it's definitely less common in America. Because we mostly just factory farm cows, pigs, and chickens. Like, obviously America has goats, but to a far smaller degree than something like Greek would, or Greece would. Oh yeah, there's that one other troop. This thing's actually really interesting. I was actually really surprised with how not useless Tempestus was. Like, when I saw what its ability was, it's like, oh, that's not going to be that good. And I started using it with Double Storm. And it's like, wait, it's actually good. Like, it's not amazing, but it was a surprisingly less horrible than I was expecting. Mostly because it's pretty much the only troop that has Dual Storm while having really good extra turn rate. Everything else that is Dual Storm has like really low extra turn rate or literally none at all. But that thing actually has a really solid extra turn rate while being Dual Storm. Which is pretty much a first of its kind. Which is one factor I didn't really put into consideration initially. Or, you know, until it was actually out and we were messing with it during the video. But it really surprised me how not useless it was. But it's in one of those categories where it's strong but not strong enough to use. Like a billion other things in this game. He is decently strong, but realistically, when on earth are you going to bother using him? Like, unless they make it like a really good lightning gem mechanic kind of team, or you're using him for like a very specific restriction where you kind of have to. Like a Merlantis restriction or something. Alright, we have officially used our full 1 hour booster. And we are 2,000 points short. Luckily, there's a way to bypass that, of course. I will simply use one of these. And I'm pretty sure the bug is still in the game, so let me go to PvP season just to make sure it counts my points. So we can use it for all that. And then, of course, grab the smaller one. So we can grab the other little bit if we go to PvP season. Not there. If we go to PvP shop, go to other. And now to get the last 500 points, we'll use a bronze thingy. Go and make sure we claim the points from going in there. Okay, we're good to go. And now that we are officially over 80,000, we can go over to PvP shop. We can go to other. And, of course, now for the rest of this PvP season, which still lasts for, like, what, another 50 days? 40 days? 23 days and 4 hours? We can now go buy shiny keys. Oh, also we're top 3 for our rank. Nice. I forgot that's one other byproduct of doing this. We're actually made top 3 in Ruby. We could lose it still, but at least at the moment we're top 3. That's cool. Alright, anyways, let me go do PvP shop. And now, of course, every single day until we hit 0 gold marks, we can start getting these. And these would be our first ever gold keys from these, or shiny keys. There we go. Shiny key number 1, shiny key number 2, shiny key number 3. And we will be seeing a billion more of these. This is the only thing I'm ever going to use gold marks on. I don't think I need more Dragonite. I'll just use gems instead. And I don't think I need pet orbs. Maybe if we need them in a pinch, but I have enough right now that we're not even close to running out, so we're probably fine. But at this point, we'll pretty much just keep dumping it into shiny keys then, until we have all that we need. And, or, you know, basically until we zero out. We'll always need more. We'll never have enough shiny keys to max everything. But, yeah. And then we just keep these until it's a good week to go use them. This is not a good week to use them, by the way. The current troop that is the featured shiny is bad. You should only open shiny keys within 2 conditions. The current shiny troop needs to be good, and you need to not have the current shiny troop maxed. So if the shiny troop is good on a given week, open shiny keys. But even on a good week, you want to stop opening shiny keys once this feature troop is maxed. So even if this is like the best shiny to ever exist, you'd want to stop opening these keys the second whatever the shiny is maxed, as you're wasting so much value if you don't. And that's pretty much how we use shiny keys then. Only throw them down if the shiny troop is good, the featured one, and stop the second it is maxed. Obviously, you don't have to go all the way to max, but don't keep doing it beyond it being maxed. And that's pretty much a game plan. This was not a good one, though, but if there ever is a good one next 3 months, make sure to go for it. And, yeah, there we go. But anyways, any last anythings, anyone? Otherwise, I think this is goodbye until August 24th. It feels so weird saying goodbye for this long. This is the longest we've never not done this channel. I think the longest prior to this was like 2 or 3 weeks. Now we're going to be away for 2 to 3 months. So it's gonna feel really, really, really weird, but I'll keep some updates. Maybe we'll post a few videos here and there, we'll see, but otherwise we'll just have like a few community posts. I'll probably put a few teams there occasionally, maybe some photo updates, stuff like that. But there is a chance this is our final stream and or video until August 24th, so goodbye everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful summer. Stay safe out there, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see you guys in very late August, aside from whatever updates we'll end up doing. Have a wonderful summer, and best of luck with everything. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.